Compromised education: how bipartisan policies undermine American students. The divide and conquer tactic, historically powerful in disrupting minority progress, raises concerns regarding the bipartisan collusion within the Department of Education, impacting American children from Generation X onwards. This discussion examines pivotal policies and actions that reveal both parties' alleged complicity in undermining educational standards. The No Child Left Behind (NCLB) initiative, introduced during George W. Bush's presidency, aimed to provide all children with necessary resources for academic advancement. However, its implementation often resulted in students being promoted despite failing grades, leading to a lack of preparedness in subsequent years. For example, in Baltimore, this policy inadvertently allowed students to advance from one grade to another without mastering the requisite skills, culminating in seniors unprepared to graduate. This scenario highlights a systemic issue where failing students are moved forward, creating a cycle of underachievement and surprise at the lack of graduation readiness. Moreover, certain Democratic states have been scrutinized for their role in supporting private prison investments, notably through pension funds like the California Teachers' Retirement System. This has led to allegations that educators' financial interests in private prisons contradict their educational duties, promoting a pipeline from schools to incarceration, particularly under the guise of failing educational policies like NCLB. Affirmative action, intended to address racial disparities, particularly among African American men, has also faced criticism for its unintended consequences. Initially designed to counteract historical disenfranchisement, the program's benefits were arguably co-opted by demographic groups other than its intended beneficiaries, such as white women. This redirection of resources, coupled with lowered academic standards to accommodate diversity quotas, has led to scenarios where students, including academically capable ones, find themselves underprepared for college-level work, necessitating remedial education that consumes time and financial resources without advancing their degrees. The student loan crisis further complicates the landscape, with bipartisan contributions to policies that prevent the discharge of student debt through bankruptcy. Critics argue that figures like Joe Biden, who previously opposed bankruptcy-based relief for student loans, now paradoxically appear as proponents of debt forgiveness, highlighting a political turnaround that skeptics view as disingenuous. Lastly, the response to academic challenges during the pandemic, particularly in California, involved altering grading systems to prevent failures, an approach that some argue artificially inflates academic success without genuinely addressing educational deficiencies. This form of grade inflation is criticized as a potential federal fraud, where schools receive funding based on inflated success rates rather than actual academic achievement. In conclusion, these educational policies, from NCLB to the manipulation of affirmative action and the handling of the student loan debt crisis, illustrate a complex interplay between political interests and educational outcomes. As a father witnessing the direct effects of these policies on my daughter, who faces no repercussions for skipping school and receives high grades for minimal effort, I am compelled to question the integrity of a system that seems to prioritize funding and statistics over genuine educational attainment.